G'day guys, and welcome back to another video on the Chalkstar channel, and today I will be going through my round 5 tips. But first of all, let's just review round 4. So it was another very interesting round. Personally, I didn't really enjoy it as much as the other 3, but let's go through it. So first of all, we had Port Melbourne. That was pretty obvious. Port are now 0-4, so that they are in massive trouble, let me tell you. The margin, I probably should have expected them to win by a few, but 12 points was, the mid expected range. Cats Brisbane, I went for the upset kind of style, but it was at GMHB. I should have considered that, but yeah, Cats got the job done. Sydney, they nearly choked to North Melbourne, but they hang on, and also I think scored like 3 in a row at the end or something like that. And then this one, how do the Pies choke? Like, West Coast have like still a third of their players out, and they come out at Marvel highly expected to win and lose by 13. So that's pretty embarrassing performance. Richmond Bulldogs. I don't know. Can we still trust in them? I honestly find their backline and forward line pretty average. Their mid's the only thing carrying them, and the mids aren't even at the best right now. So yeah, top 8 could be hard for them this year, considering how they're playing, but I still have belief in them. I reckon they'll make the 8, but grand final is just a little too hard for them, I reckon. I don't think they'll make the grand final. The Dockers versus the Giants, a pretty obvious game. It was actually pretty close until the last quarter. Essendon versus Adelaide, I didn't watch much of this game, but as you can see, the scores are really close. Adelaide nearly got the job done, but Essendon held on. And this is the most embarrassing performance of the round. Hawthorn lost by 69 points to St Kilda, which also happened last year, but like Hawks coming off just a 1-point loss against the most informed team at the comp before. Yeah, disappointing. Not much positives to take out of that game. The only positive is probably Mitchell Lewis, who kicked 3-5, maybe improving his accuracy, but yeah, could have had an amazing game. And Warpool, he was playing full forward for some reason, probably carrying an injury, but we need to get him in the midfield. If that means Tom Mitchell or Jay O'Meara have to play forward or back, we need to do that. Warpool is so important for our future. We can't just waste him in the forward line like this. He's not going to get any better, especially when we're not even getting the ball in the forward line. So yeah, this one game for the Hawks. And the most classic, Carlton choking to Gold Coast after they're getting hyped up. Oh my god, they're going to make the grand final. Like, nah, this is classic Carlton. I wasn't completely sold on them. They barely got past the line against Hawthorn and Bulldogs. Two teams that performed pretty terrible this round, as well as Carlton. So yeah, I think Carlton was 7th now, when they were like 2nd last round or something like that. But yeah, that's round 4. Going to round 5 tips. Brisbane versus Collingwood. First of all, it's at the Gabba. You got to tip him. I reckon it'll be a pretty close game, so we'll go Lions by 13. Don't think it'll be a massive margin, unless it's like last year when the Brisbane somehow managed to beat like 85, but Collingwood were different last year. So Brisbane will get the job done, but you know what? I'll raise the margin to 16. Yeah. North Melbourne versus Bulldogs. I got to the Bulldogs. No matter how bad they're playing, I doubt they'll choke to North Melbourne. Beat them by 100 and something last year, so should get the job done. West Coast Sydney. This could actually be tough, considering West Coast and Sydney's form last round. West Coast probably played a bit better. It's at Optus Stadium, but Swans, I reckon they win this. West Coast, they're still not completely, I'm not completely sold on them after just one win. Their list is still not at their full potential. Yeah, so I got to go with the Swans. Even though Buddy's out, which is a massive blow, I'll still they'll have enough players to get the job done. The Saints taking on the Suns. Like, this is actually tough. Like, looking at both teams' forms, this could be a 50-50 game, but I mean, it is at Marvel. Suns don't tend to play extremely well there, even though I think they beat Richmond there last year. That's the only memory I can recall, but yeah, I gotta go with the Saints. They played amazing against Hawthorn. Gotta give credit to them, even though they're my least favourite team, probably. The Suns, they could get the done. These two teams usually have close games, but the Suns, I mean, I don't know. This seems like the game St Kilda will choke, but, you know, we've got to go with the Saints. I've lost 4 rounds of tipping with them and Richmond, so hopefully I can break the streak here. Adelaide versus Richmond. Oh, this seems like an Adelaide win. I don't know why, but this gut feeling is just an Adelaide win. But I'm going to go with the safe option, considering I only got 4 out of 9 last round and go Richmond. Melbourne GWS is at MCG. Melbourne are completely unbeatable. First, obviously, by a mile right now. So, we'll go with them. Carlton and Port, this would be the game of the round. I don't think Port will want to go 0-5 at all. That would be terrible. Yeah, I reckon they have to try hard to win this game. But the Blues, they also want to bounce back. Cripps is out, which is a massive blue. But it's at the MCG, so you gotta take the Blues. Even though they played terrible against the Suns, so did the Port play terrible against Melbourne, so we'll go with the Blues. Essendon taking on the Fremantle Dockers. Now, this is probably game of the round. This could go either way. It's at Marvel, so Essendon got the edge there. But I am gonna have to go with Fremantle. Looking at their past few games, they played pretty average, but it's still, I mean, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna go with the Bombers. Oh, this is actually a tough game. Bombers, they barely got past Adelaide, and they've been pretty bad. I'll go with Freo. I might change it throughout the week, considering on the teams if Stringer comes back or wherever. But, yeah, I'll go with Freo for this one. They've been in pretty decent form. And we have Easter Monday, which will also be the margin comp, because as you guys probably know, I don't know if I've said this before, but when there's a special game, it will always be the margin comp. Like, for example, Anzac Day will always be the Anzac Day game and stuff. That's the new rule for this year. So, yeah. Hawks, Easter Monday. It's always a really, really good game, no matter where they are on the ladder. And Hawks coming off a terrible loss, and the Cats coming off a good win against the Brisbane Lions. Probably the second best team in the league right now, but I don't know if it stacks up in finals. But yeah, Hawks not in the greatest form right now. The young players, of course, were still very young, so you can't forget that. A rebuilding team. We're not gonna be consistent every round, so I'm gonna have to go with the Cats again. It's pretty obvious. It's 10-90 chances of Hawks winning. So yeah, these are my tips for this round. We'll scroll back through, and yeah, make sure to leave your margins predictions for the Hawks Geelong game. I'm going to go Cats by 11. I don't think it'll be a massive smashing like the Hawks vs Saints. Hawks usually put up a good fight against the Cats, but I just doubt we can manage to beat them. And if we do, that'd be sick. That'd be awesome. That'd be like the highlight of the year. But yeah, that's the tips for round 5. Tell me if you want to get on the channel, possibly for round 6. We'll see who. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting round. Some pretty hard tips. So yeah, we'll get a few people on maybe in round 6. So comment down below if you want to be in it. And that's about it. See ya.